Hey guys, so you guys seem to enjoy when I do working on project videos, so not my project, not my tractor. Finally, frickin' noisemaker. I got impatient and tired of waiting on it. So basically, I took the stub shaft off here, which if you watched the update video, the December update video, you would have seen the progress I made on this so far. Basically what I did is I took this, which is off at the Tecumseh, which I actually just won another one on eBay for 20 bucks, plus the piece that goes on here that's off of a Boland's. So I restocked, so to speak. But I had this laying around from another project that I didn't use it for. The bolt holes lined up perfectly on this Predator engine. So for those of you needing a stub shaft adapter on the flywheel side of a Predator engine, the 420, got Facebook notifications popping up. Just tap your holes, the little threaded holes out to quarter, and bolt this on. And so I also, just on eBay, won a drive shaft for this off of like a Boland's 1463 as a gear drive. So anyway, went to Tractor Ship Ply, and I was going to get just pieces to build a drive shaft from there. It was going to be like $250. I'm like, yeah, frig that noise. So I got this drive shaft for half the price. Should be here by the end of the week, hopefully. But I got this pulley to run an alternator because I'm freaking heater. The Predator engines only have a 2 amp charging coil or stator, so I'm going to put a GM1 wire alternator on it so it has a little more output for running lights and an electric PTO clutch, which I have to find yet. And so I need to take this to my buddy's place who has a lathe and machine some metal. Machine this down to the same size as the shaft so that this can slide back farther, so that I have a little more room for the drive shaft to grab a hold of. So, alright, when the drive shaft shows up and when I find a clutch, I'll keep showing you progress. Awesome. Stay tuned. Just a quick update here. I went to the local junkyard same day as I made the earlier clip. Went to the local junkyard, found this PTO clutch that works, and I paid $50 for it. Paid 50 bucks for it. I don't think that's too much. Especially considering it came with this tractor. So, wheels and tires, front and back. Tires might not be any good, but wheels anyway. I'm always on the search for wheels when I'm building tractors. This engine here, I tore, there's silicone there. I tore the front cover off at the junkyard. Both the rods are intact. It cranks over, but it fires out the exhaust really loud. So seeing as how somebody had this apart, I'm thinking maybe they got the cam timing wrong or something. And I have one of these engines on the Boland's HT20, and I have 2 of these with thrown rods, or 2 other ones each with a thrown rod. So out of this engine and the 2 thrown rod engines, I should be able to make a runner. So not too bad for 50 bucks. Not too bad at all. So yeah, what I gotta do is I gotta put the mower deck cradle on, because he actually does want to be able to mow with it if he has to. Which it was just supposed to be a snow blowing machine, but not a big deal. I can make that work. So I'll put the mower deck cradle on and see how the idler pulleys are going to line up with this, and that's going to tell me where I need to position the engine in the tractor exactly. And I can mount the engine, and then the drive shaft should be here actually next week. And yeah, sweet. Alright, stay tuned. Okay guys, so I did a little bit of work to this and the tractor and engine that came with the PTO clutch I got for this. This I got, you can see I got holes drilled to mount the engine. So I got a notch out. I gotta pop a hole in here for the oil drain that's on the side of the block, and I gotta drill and tap a hole on the front cover of this engine so you can drain the oil. And I think I have to. Wow, that was cute. I think I have to notch out that right there a little bit. So there's an update clip on the Cub, and I still have yet to, I gotta mill down the doobly-doo, the shaft, or machine down the shaft, so that I can slide the pulley for the alternator on further, and wait for the drive shaft to show up. Awesome. Okay, boys and girls, got the Plus Macooter out, and I elongated these holes to fit the bolts where the engine mounts to the cradle, because as you can see, the hole in the middle there is where the new front bolt goes. There was already a hole here, so I took advantage of that and just cut this out so that you can get your dipstick in and out, and put oil in it. And then of course I cut holes on either side to allow room for the oil drain, which you won't be able to get to those because they'll be tucked in here. So I took the engine apart so I can drill out a blank boss in the front cover, which is right here. I'm going to use 1/8 inch NPT National Pipe Thread. So I got to drill that out and tappy tap tap. But taking a look inside this Predator engine, she looks pretty decent. Anyway, taking a look inside the engine here, metal cam gear. I thought they'd be plastic because I've been told the Hondas were plastic. That's awesome, which feels like, yeah, there's the compression release. Counterbalance. The crank rides on a ball bearing, and as does the cam. The countershaft just has a bushing on this side of it. But yeah, she looks pretty well built. Anyway, I'm going to get this hole drilled and tapped out. We'll get the engine back together and back in the tractor permanently. Awesome. Alright, kids. She's solid. She's in there. I bolted the engine down, then realized it was hard as hell to get your fingers in there to get it out. I mean, it still isn't easy, but it can be done. So I just quick hit it again with the plasma cutter, and of course it made a mess on the engine, but oh well, that's just cosmetic. So all the cutouts lined up other than that one. The axles are looking good. So just for visualization here, we'll throw the old PTO on there, some which way, maybe. Oh, hold on. Thought I had it. Okay, fuck it. We're gonna do that off camera. So yeah, there it is, all bolted down. Now I just gotta get that stub shaft machine down like I talked about. Wait for the drive shaft. Awesome. Well, there, one last thing before I quit working on this for the day. PTO clutch is installed, and so is the stopper that keeps it from rotating, and some washers to space it. Yeah, it's a little Mickey Mouse, but it works. And they were left over from that the rubber coupler deals that were on the original drive shaft, so we don't need them. And reuse. I like to reuse as much stuff as possible, so yeah, did that. So if you look down, you can see that we are going to work out for the mower deck there. I might have to cut a little out of here to clear the belt, but probably not. Obviously I'm going to have to change the size of these pulleys. And the size, hopefully the size, well, unless a smaller belt will work on this, it might. I think I might be able to get away with a small belt in there. Sorry, I'm paying attention to what I'm doing, not what the camera's doing. So real quick, we're going to pop this back off and put the snowblower doobly-doo on. Okay, got this switched on. We're going to have to slide this pulley out, but that's okay. I want to change this pulley because it's bent. I don't know if you can. Here, let's see if I can grab a hold of this and see it? Bent. So it's not the shaft, it's the pulley. Alright guys, well I'm sure this video is past 10 minutes, or way past 10 minutes. Maybe it's not 10 minutes, I don't know. But I feel pretty confident that in this first video, that we got a fair bit accomplished. The engine's mounted, everything's cut out. The engine's permanently mounted. The PTO's installed, and we found one. And like I said, all I gotta do is get that shaft machine, get the drive shaft put in. Excuse me, get an alternator mounted, wire it in, put the grill on, get the hood on, and we're gonna decide, he's gonna decide if he wants to trim the hood to clear the muffler and intake, or if he wants to build a different intake and exhaust, which he's leaning towards. I'll hook up the cables, of course, and test drive. But anyway, guys, you'll see that in future videos. Not too far from now, actually. And if you look, you can tell that, look at the center of the pulley. The engine's offset that way, which is good. So hopefully that means that the drive shaft is going to clear the steering. Yeah. If not, I can ding this in and maybe even slot the holes and slide that over. We'll see. We'll see what we got to do. We're going to make her work at this point. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.